Today I want to teach you something. One person to another, face to face. In life, we have two different kinds of people. I mean, like, this is my own category. You don't have very, very different ideas all the time. And I try to first recognize what's good about them and what's bad about them first myself. Then I will try to share it with others to see how much it can freak out people. If it freaks them really hard, it means that it's a very good idea. But if it's not freaks them really hard, it means that everybody can think about that idea and it's not a good one. It's not really a good idea. So the problem with my ideas is that they're really big and they're kind of long-term plans. They're not short-term. You cannot get benefits from them in a very short time. So you have to just put a plan for the next 10 years to just invest in it and you try to get there. When you get there, it's going to be amazing. But it's a long-term plan. I mean, it's like if it's long-term, it means that nobody knows what's going to happen to them, huh? They're no one step after another. They're kind of like far away from each other, like one step here, one step there. And nobody knows 1 year from now what's going to happen to your life. And you're just putting yourself in that position that you have 10 different long-term plans. Maybe you're going to stop them one day, but if you're going to do that, why you want to have 10 different long-term plans? People are always telling me do one long-term plans and a lot of short-term one that you can see the result very fast and you can have one big one that you can work in it and you can dedicate your life to it. But I don't really like that. So I talk to people with different personalities, and there are two kinds of them. The first group is a very common one. You may see them in your life. The people that when you share your ideas, they're trying to stop you. They never tried that idea. They never were in that position. But they seems to be scared of even thinking about that thing. And they try to stop you as hard as they can. It's like, no, don't do it. It's going to be so hard. I mean, like, what if you can't do it? What if you cannot get out of it? Maybe it's going to waste your time, your life. I mean, it's like, what happened then? And you're just like, okay, I should keep it to myself. So even in that particular group, we have two different kinds of people. The ones that are so skeptical, but trying to just put you in the right way, or the people that do not have that straight ideas and they try to just stop you. So they're kind of like different. You should recognize what kind of those people are. I mean, it's like, are they in the group A that only try to stop you from doing that because it scares them? Or they kind of like try to think very logically to put you in a right way because they care. So it's a very thin line. It's a very, very thin line based on your experience, your friendship, your relationship. You should figure it out that yourself. Like it's not that visible, but it's there. But the other group, the real B group, are the ones that try to push you forward. Try to push you forward in life. And whatever idea you have, they try to support you. That group is really precious. If you find any of those people, just keep it to yourself and try to just protect them as much as you can. Try to care about them as much as you can, because they're the ones that are going to give you courage to move forward in life and to really find what you love. Because that's important. That's very important. So the first group that try to stop you when they hear your ideas, they say, no, it's impossible to do it. Don't do it. The second group are the ones that they're going to ask you, all right, but how do you like to do that? See, the difference is that the first group is constantly thinking about telling you something to not doing that. But the second group are wise enough that they can think and ask you, how would you like to do it? How can it benefit you? Like trying to ask very fundamental question to let you know that you can think more about that subject, because you need to think more. I mean, like, imagine you want to do 10 different things that they're not really connected. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine, Mo, the other day, and I was talking about my scattered ideas at how I like to do different things. First, he said, "No, don't do it," but at the end, he was just like, "How can they benefit you?" And that was a very important question. The moment he asked that question, I knew this guy is actually know that he wants to put me in the right way. That thin line that I was talking to you. Very fundamental question. That how can these things benefit you? I mean, like, what sort of problems are they going to solve? That's very important. You may not really recognize it yourself, but imagine you have all these different ideas. You want to do different things in the world that we're living in, and nobody's supporting your ideas. So they're going to kill your ideas, and it's not good. In Silicon Valley, just let me tell you something. In Silicon Valley, people are saying idea is cheap. The most important part is implementation. So you need to be able to think about ideas which are possible to be implemented. Otherwise, it's kind of like a worthless thing. But in my ideas are really precious. Because if you cannot imagine it for yourself, you never will be able to implement it as well. So, trying to keep people in your circle that try to push you forward no matter what in life. So, the very first person in the world that knows what's going on in your life is you. Off the topic, like, just put it away. You know the best for yourself. If you really need help, you should not talk to people that are always going to be freaked out in life and people who are not moving forward as fast as you in life. So you need to put them aside and try to only talk to people that they're doing different things themselves, they're good at a couple of things, and they're moving forward as fast as possible at their own pace. I mean, it's like not the fastest in the world, but fastest in their own life. So you try to talk to them, and they will try to support you in every way that's possible they can. And that's a very important thing. It's like giving you courage and confidence to do the impossibles. That's a very good thing. I mean, like in life, we're not destined to do whatever that is possible. It's like most of the things that nowadays we're doing was kind of like impossibles from 50 years ago. I mean, it's like 50 years ago, nobody could imagine you having a phone in your hand and talking to a person in the US, in the Europe, in the Australia, in the Asia, just in a second. Like you're sending video messages. I was saying, how that's even possible? Like 50 years ago, people barely could get their hands on cameras. And nowadays, you have your phone everywhere. These are impossibles from the perspective of 50 years ago. But nowadays, they're the most possible thing that everybody can think about them and even do them. So how that even became possible? Somebody were imagining about impossibles. And people were there, good mentors, good life mentors that gave them this confidence that go for it. Try to do it. I mean, like you're going to get lost in it. Maybe you're going to lose, but your work going to be a legacy for the next generation. So these are very important things. So the whole idea and the whole thing that we were talking about is there are two people. So it's kind of like a conclusion. I want to just wrap this up. There are two different kinds of people in life. The ones that are trying to stop you no matter what, and the people who are trying to push you forward no matter what. So in the first group, we have two different kinds of people. The ones that know how to stop you for real because they're scared, even you doing impossibles. And the other group who are going to just wisely stop you from doing things which are not so genuine and good. So try to navigate you in life. They try to be a good mentor, trying to give you some good questions. Bring your IQ level to some point that you can figure it out yourself that, all right, maybe not every idea is possible. Maybe these are not the things that I want to do. These are just some, I don't know, projection of that utopia that I have in my mind that I want to do everything, which maybe not that wise, but also in the second group that everybody trying to push you forward. We should still figure it out that people who are wisely going to navigate us and give us some confidence to actually let us to do the impossibles. Give us that courage to go and literally try it. and the people in that group. I mean, like these are actually having a lot of comments with the first group as well. The people that they try to push you forward, and also they can give you some good questions to actually, I mean, like still giving you some good path, still giving you some, um, you know, true courage, not just any courage. But bottom line, I prefer the people that are blindly encourage you to go forward rather than the people that are going to stop you. So life is full of those group A. Life is full of those people that are trying to stop you because they couldn't do it. They didn't have the courage. They couldn't imagine it for themselves. They do not even want to do it because they're afraid of doing it. So stop caring about the first group and try to avoid them as much as possible. And try to hang out with the group B. I mean, like, at last, you'll be standing, doing a lot of impossibles, failing, but you're much more experienced than ever, and you can becoming a mentor yourself for the next generation, or to some extent, if any of those impossibles ideas are gonna be in there, start working. Life is over for you. You're already a millionaire. Congratulations. Have a good life. Hope this lesson gonna be beneficial for you, and see you later.